All right, let's dive into a story about a corporate giant, a small local business, and a huge legal showdown over just three little letters. Yep, it's a classic David versus Goliath fight, and it gives us an incredible playbook for how brands protect their names. So, what's in a name? Well, when that name belongs to one of the most powerful brands in an entire country, the answer is pretty much everything. And as we're about to see, using it without permission can land you in some very hot water. So, let's meet our players. In one corner, you've got JIO, the tech and telecom giant that, let's be honest, brought cheap internet to hundreds of millions of people in India. And in the other corner, JIO Taxi, a local taxi service. The stage is set for a battle over a single three-letter word. And that brings us to the main event, JIO versus JIO Taxi. This is where a seemingly small local business choice catches the eye of a corporate behemoth and things get legal. Things escalated, and they escalated fast. Reliance JIO didn't just send a warning letter. They filed a full-blown lawsuit, bringing this trademark dispute right to the steps of the Bombay High Court. So, what did the court do? Well, they issued something called interim relief. Now, that's a bit of legal jargon, but it's super important here, so let's break down exactly what that means. The immediate result was a big win for the giant. The court sided with JIO, at least for now, and ordered the local operator to stop using the JIO Taxi name and logo immediately. A really decisive first move in this legal chess match. So what exactly is interim relief? The best way to think about it is the court hitting a giant pause button. It's not the final verdict, not at all. It's just a temporary order to stop something that could be causing harm, in this case, using the JIO name, until everyone can get in a room for a full hearing. But listen, this isn't just some dry legal squabble. This goes way deeper. We're talking about real-world consumer confusion, brand reputation, and, of course, a massive amount of cash. And this is the central question, isn't it? Why would a multi-billion-dollar corporation spend its time and money going after one small local taxi service? I mean, is it just bullying? Or is there something way more strategic going on here? Well, the answer really boils down to this number. JIO actually showed the court evidence of a 150% spike in people searching for an official JIO taxi. This proves that people were genuinely confused, thinking the tech giant had launched a cab service. And that is a huge risk to JIO's reputation. So you see, this is a two-for-one move. First, they're protecting you and me, the consumers, from being misled. But second, and this is the really clever part, they're protecting their brand for future business. They're clearing the runway, just in case they ever do decide to get into the transportation game. And the stakes here are just astronomical. The JIO brand is a core part of its staggering $170 billion valuation. Letting that name get watered down, even by a tiny local player, is a risk they just are not willing to take. So, what's the lesson here for the rest of us? Well, this whole case gives us a really clear playbook for brand protection, and it's got valuable tips whether you're just starting out or you're already a big deal. You know, first, it helps to understand why this kind of thing happens in the first place. And get this, a whopping 70% of these trademark disputes aren't because someone's trying to be malicious. Nope, it's just simple lack of awareness. People just don't know the rules. So how do you avoid this kind of mess? It really boils down to three simple steps. 1, search. Before you launch anything, check to see if the name is already taken. 2, originate. Be creative. Come up with something unique. And 3, enforce. If you go through the trouble of registering your trademark, you have to actively protect it, just like JIO is doing right now. So the bottom line is pretty straightforward. If you're a business, the mantra is register, monitor, and enforce. It's not a one-and-done thing. And for all of us as consumers, it's a great reminder to just verify twice. Make sure that app you're downloading or that service you're booking is the real deal. But hold on, this story is not over yet. The pause button has been pressed, but the game is still very much in play. So let's take a look at what's coming up next, both for this court case and for JIO's bigger plans. Okay, here are the key dates to watch. The taxi operator has until November 7th to officially respond to the court. After that, the full hearing, where both sides will make their final arguments, is set for November 28th. And what's the likely outcome here? Well, if the operator doesn't or can't put up a strong defense, we're probably looking at a permanent injunction. That means the pause button gets treated for a permanent stop button. They'd be legally banned from ever using the JIO Taxi name again. And this is where it all clicks into place. This lawsuit isn't happening in a vacuum. The timing is fascinating, especially with all the rumors swirling that JIO is seriously looking into 5G-enabled mobility and transport services. This legal move is basically clearing the runway for a potential takeoff into a whole new industry.
It all comes down to this powerful idea. A trademark is so much more than just a logo. It's a shield that guards your reputation, it's an engine that fuels your growth, and it's a weapon you use to fend off the fakes.
So I'll leave you with this question. Has a brand mix-up ever burned you? Maybe you booked the wrong service online or bought a knockoff thinking it was legit. It's a good reminder of how these huge corporate strategies can actually affect all of us in our daily lives. Thanks for tuning in to this explainer.